roots are very deep. The ties are very deep. A lot of the strategies that are used by the woke were developed in Palestine and vice versa. The philosophical roots of woke actually are very similar to the philosophical roots of the Arab world that we see erupting right now. We're talking characters like Jean-Paul Sartre. We're talking even Nazi ideology getting imported. Simone de Beauvoir, believe it or not, was popular in the Arab world in the 50s and 60s. These same leftist influences that transformed the West into woke transformed the Arab world into this kind of rabid Islamic nationalism that we're seeing driven by entities like Hamas. And so when you see a state like Israel that now poses to bring in some strong ties to Western civilization and Western values into the region, it becomes this whole narrative of oppression and settler colonialism that has to be taken under advisement of radicals that have informed leftist thought in the universities for here in the West for decades. People like Frantz Fanon, who coined the idea of decolonization, said in the first sentence of his book, The Wretched of the Earth, that it's always a violent phenomenon, no matter how you want to frame it or phrase it. And people like Edward Said, who've been writing, who was a Palestinian himself, who was writing about the concept of decolonization, taking up a lot of the French postmodernism and the neo-Marxist line in order to explain the concept of colonialism. And suddenly we're seeing that we've been incubating this for 50 years, 60 years in our universities. It's erupting out around this particular conflict, and people are rightly shocked by what they're seeing, but it's about time for them to spend a little time reading some of these sources themselves and realizing that this is in fact what we've been funding and nourishing and nurturing and teaching to our children now, which explains these crazy graphs that 75% of young people 18 to 24 think that what Hamas did was justified because of the settler colonialism that they've been led to believe in through a woke post-colonial lens.